สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome back to Bim's Kitchen. Today menu is sourdough bagel. Let's get started. We need 510 gram of water and add 110 gram of sugar. And then I add 200 gram of sourdough starter. This one is active starter. You can use this card, but you need to wait a little bit longer to the dough to rise. So I recommend very active starter. Work well for this recipe. And then we add 20 gram of salt. I put in the mixer because I want to mix it well together. And then I add 1,000 gram of bread flour. After I mix it well, I go ahead put in the bowl and set 4 set of stretch and fold and let it proof for about 2 hours. And then after proofing, and then I separate the dough into 120 gram each. And then I go ahead and roll it up tight ball and make sure it's very round, perfect ball. This is the most important part to see how your dough is nice and smooth when you roll it out later on. And then after I rotate, I just raise the dough for some time to let the dough relax before I rotate it out flat. The dough will be very stiff, so when you roll it out flat, you need to roll it about 2 times. First, just to flat it out, and then if the dough is fighting with you, you need to rest about 5 minutes, and the dough will be relaxed. This one is after 5 minutes, and then I roll it out again. It's gonna be easy to roll it out after 5 minutes. And then when you roll it out to be a very thin rectangle like that, what you do is you just roll the other end up into the strip, very nice and tight like that. This way, when you roll it nice and tight, there will be come out perfect bagel shape. It's gonna be pop up nice and gonna be shiny when you baking the bagel. So after you roll it up, you close the seam tightly and then put the other end into close to the other end. So the other end you will be flat it out and put the other end in, and then you get a perfect round shape of donut like that. Let me show you another one. This one, the dough been relaxed for about 15 minutes, so it's easy to roll it out. What I do, I just roll it out many and let the dough rest, and then when I roll it out second time, gonna be easy to make the bagel. This time I put a little bit of water into the dough, so it's easy to roll it together, and then I close the seam nicely. Like I said, if you make it nice and tight, when the bagel became rise and bake, they pop up nice and shine like the perfect bagel that you're looking for. Now after you put the end together, you just close the seam nicely. So when you bake or you boil, the dough will stick together. They are not split out. This is hot water. In the last pot, you boil the water, and then you put 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then this is the dough after you let it rise for about 2 hours. Go ahead and boil it in hot water about 2 minutes each side, and then after the 2 minutes each side, the dough will pop up a little bit. We need to boil the bagel because we want to have the chewy texture, and this is the character of the bagel. And then after you boiled it both sides, you just go ahead and put into the the tray with the hole. Make sure you drain the water out before you baking. Now let's talking about the water that I just add baking soda and brown sugar. Baking soda will make the texture chewy. The brown sugar just gonna make the taste a little bit sweet because we don't want the baking soda taste into our bagel. So that's why we put both brown sugar and the soda, baking soda. Now I'm gonna use semolina flour to put on the baking tray with the parchment on the top of parchment paper. This to prevent the bagel to stick into the parchment paper after we baking. If you don't have semolina, you can use whole wheat flour. Sometimes I use that as well, and it's work well, just like semolina flour. My friend give me this present, so it's time to use. Let's see that. Everything but the bagel sesame. I just sprinkle some everything bagel sesame on top of my bagel, half of them, and the other half I just let it plain. So you can use like jalapeno, cheddar, or any topping that you want to, for this time before you bake. So I preheat the oven about 180 degrees Celsius, and then I bake my bagel for about 30 minutes. And then there you go. After you bake, you have a nice pop-up bagel, beautiful and yummy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy my video, and I see you for the next video. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ